Hello and a very good evening. As promised, we are back once again with this live broadcast so late in the evening because the landfall process of the severe cyclone Remal has already started. Those who are joining us now and has missed out a previous broadcast, for them our humble appeal continues. Stay home safe. Do not step out for any kind of adventure and spectacle. This is not the time for spectacle. This is not the time for adventure. What you're being told from the Met Department that the landfall process has now begun. While the landfall is predicted to finally happen in Bangladesh, but then the map indicates that the landfall process is happening via West Bengal, the Sundarbans area, and that's the reason, as expected, West Bengal is definitely in a very tricky position. The coastal areas of West Bengal, primarily in South 24 Parganas, in Kolkata, North 24 Parganas, also in the coastal areas of East Midnapur, are definitely in high alert. You also have districts like Howrah and Hooghly expected to receive heavy rainfall. But talking about the moment now, the landfall process has begun, and the wind is certainly gusty, but then it is not the storm which I can confirm. It is possibly the beginning of the process, and the process has only started, which means we are not certain as how long will it take and how much it will take for the process to get over. But as things stand now, it is raining heavily in Kolkata. There are several parts of it completely inundated already, and the fear is the intensity of the rainfall would only increase by tomorrow morning. We are reporting from Kolkata. To be very honest, even though I wanted to go to South 24 Parganas, but because of paucity of time, we have not been able to reach there. But certainly, in order to track down the aftermath, as what the cyclone, the severe cyclone would be leaving behind, we would be traveling extensively to all the affected areas. But now, as we come to you live, so late in the evening, the sole purpose is you understand the severity of the situation so that you do not become adventurous, step out. What you've also learned from the Met Department that this severe cyclone Remal is very much different from the previous cyclones purely because of the magnitude, the width of the storm. You have to understand, if this is a storm, it has its own size, and this would in entirety cross England. So if this is making a landfall, not necessarily it's a matter of a whisker. Absolutely not. It's a very long process, primarily because as far as severe cyclone Remal is concerned, the width of the cyclone is 130 kilometers. Now calculate, 133 kilometers is actually the size of this cyclone. So for 133 kilometers, a size of a cyclone, imagine the radius and you understand the gravity of the situation. So the severe cyclone Remal, which has already started with the landfall process, will not be an easy and a kind one to the state of West Bengal and also to Bangladesh. Now, of course, there are parts of Orissa, primarily Balasore, which has also been put on high alert. But then we are expecting heavy rainfall in Balasore and in several parts of areas of Orissa. But as far as coastal areas of West Bengal is concerned, it is extremely tricky. A, because of the gusty wind, and two, because of the rains. The rains could be would make situation even more difficult for the rescue operation, and also for normalcy to come back. Because if you have heavy rainfall, A, there would be waterlogging, B, there could be other challenges coming along with it. Just to give you a brief in Bangla now, because you're essentially talking about West Bengal, several people from the rural part of South 24 Parganas, Ganga Sagar, Canning, they are more vulnerable, I would say, than Kolkata. যারা যারা আপনারা বাড়িতে আছেন, দয়া করে বাড়িতে থাকবেন, ঘর থেকে বেরোবার চেষ্টা করবেন না। সিভিয়ার সাইক্লোন রিমালের ল্যান্ডফল অলরেডি শুরু হয়ে গেছে এবং এটা অনেক লম্বা একটা প্রসেস। সাইক্লোনের সাইজটা অনেক বড়, 133 কিলোমিটার এটার সাইজ। তাই 133 কিলোমিটারের মতো বৃহৎ একটি সাইক্লোনকে ক্রস করবার অনেকটা সময় লাগবে এবং এই সময়ের মধ্যে অনেক কিছু হতে পারে। তাই আপনারা কোনো মতে কোনো চান্স না নিয়ে ঘরের মধ্যে থাকুন। যা আগে বলেছি আবারও রিপিট করছি, নিজেদের ফোনগুলোকে চার্জ করে রাখুন, সঙ্গে একটি মোবাইল ফোন রাখুন যেটায় চার্জ আছে, ফোনে ব্যালেন্স আছে, এবং একটা টর্চ রাখুন। যদি কিছু না থাকে একটা মোমবাতি আর একটা ম্যাচিস রাখুন। কিছু শুকনো কাপড় উপরে কোনো উঁচু জায়গায় উঠিয়ে রাখুন। যদি খাবার জল অ্যাকোয়াগার্ড থেকে আপনারা নেন, পানীয় জলের জন্য বোতলে অলরেডি ভরে রাখুন, কিংবা নিচের পানীয় জলের ব্যবস্থা করে রাখুন। কোনো ছেঁড়া তার বা লুজ তারের থেকে দূরে থাকবেন, টিনের জায়গা থেকে দূরে থাকবেন। যদি আপনি টিনের ঘরে থাকেন, চেষ্টা করবেন টিনের এজের থেকে দূরে থাকার। এই ঝড়ের কি বিকট রূপ হতে পারে আমরা জানি না, তাই কোনো টিন যদি উড়ে গিয়ে আপনাকে ছিটকে লাগে তাতে আপনারই ক্ষতি হবে। আরেকটা জিনিস অনুরোধ, আপনারা ঘরের মধ্যে থাকবেন, আম কুড়োবার বাহানায় বা একটা ছবি বা সেলফি তোলার বাহানায় বাড়ির থেকে বেরোবেন না। কলকাতায় এখন পরিস্থিতি আপনাদের সামনে রয়েছে, খুব বেশি বৃষ্টি হচ্ছে, হাওয়াও খুব স্ট্রং, কিন্তু এটা শুধু কতক্ষণ ধরে এই প্রসেসটা চলবে কেউ বলতে পারে না। তাই আপনাদের কাছে বিনীত অনুরোধ, এই রাত্রের সম্প্রচার যদি আপনারা দেখেন তাহলে ঘরের মধ্যে থেকে দেখুন, বাইরে বেরিয়ে এই প্রকৃতির অনুভব করবার একটু মনের মধ্যে ইচ্ছে জাগাবেন না। Now, coming back to the point, as far as the severe cyclone is concerned, we have repeated a couple of do's and don'ts, but I would take my colleague now, Titash, keep your phones aside. Just keep your phones aside. Uh, it's raining heavily. Okay, and I know you are scared of storm, so sorry to put you through this, but then this is also an experience. The Met Department has already clarified that severe cyclone Remal has started the landfall, and the next 4 to 5 hours could be very crucial. But as we learn, the size, the width of the severe cyclone Remal is 133
32
kilometers,
kilometers.
and that's scary.
Of course, the cyclonic storm, they are saying over midnight, the eye of the cyclone would be above Calcutta, which in turn would result in the rainfalls coming down. But then the massive challenge which awaits is early in the morning. As per predictions, Calcutta as well as the coastal regions of Bengal are going to bear the brunt of the severe cyclonic storm, mostly towards the morning.
That's right. So, the heavy to very heavy rainfall expected tomorrow morning, and that process can take very, very long. Now, Titash mentioned a word, the eye of the storm. Now, you have an eye, I have an eye. Similarly, the storm also is shown to have an eye, and the storm also is shown to have a tail. Now, the eye of the storm, which means the beginning part of the storm, the tail is the end part of the storm. And while the eye can be at one place, you never know where the tail would be, because again I say it's 133 kilometers. In 133 kilometers from Kolkata, one would also cross Bardhaman. That's the distance, and that's the size of this very severe cyclone, beg your pardon, severe cyclone Remal. We are not trying to, bring in panic, but to give you a sense, the severity of the situation. The only attempt is you understand the severity of this and you stay home. Now, when you talk about, there are certain do's and don'ts, Titash, in the previous broadcast, we have tried highlighting those do's and don'ts. Can you just repeat them? There are very basic things, and you have explained it so beautifully last time. Just take our viewers through basic do's and don'ts.
The do's and don'ts are essentially very easy, just some basic steps to follow to keep yourself and your family safe. Keep candles handy, keep dry food handy, keep some dry clothes at an elevated height. In case there is waterlogging, stay away from loose wires, do not stand near trees, and absolutely do not stand near thin shades, as thin shades fly in this the wind, that is gusty winds that are passing. Moreover, do not go near dilapidated buildings. These winds, essentially accompanied with the rainfall, usually lead to the bricks flying apart and portions of such buildings collapsing or caving in. Do not venture near dilapidated buildings. Keep your food ready, keep candles ready. The state has already, the government as well as the Raj Bhavan, they have already issued helpline numbers along with the West Bengal police and the Kolkata police. In case you find yourself falling in trouble, contact the helpline numbers and help will reach you. Having said that, it is also important to mention, please, please, please do not venture out of the storm. We are standing here on top of a staircase, and the storm has barely begun. Honestly speaking, we can feel the wind literally push us from behind. And this is not even the beginning. This is just the storm making a landfall, so you can actually gauge the severity of the storm. So do not step out of your house at any
It
cost.
is more like to Titash, you come under the shade, come under the shade. So basically, uh, to give you a sense, if you see a rocket, when the rocket hits a surface, you only think it would surface and that's it. No, it creates ripples, it creates aftershocks, it creates other effects. It is simply not hitting the surface. Similarly, the severe cyclone Remal or a storm like this, it is not like will touch and go. It will not just touch, kiss the surface and go. Coming from the sea, not to kiss the surface alone. It is here to show its power, and it is here to pass through an area before it dilutes its strength, it loosens its strength, and finally fizzles out. So basically, severe cyclone Remal, which is the landfall process has started, and this landfall process would take very, very long to get over. The eye of the storm would possibly pass by first, but the tail of the storm, Ronnie just told this. The tail of the storm would take very long to cross, and again I say, it is being told that the size of the storm is 133 kilometers. 133 किलोमीटर है इस severe cyclone रिमाल की साइज. As I said, कलकत्ता से बर्धमान की दूरी करीबन 100 किलोमीटर की है और ये 133 किलोमीटर है, यानी दुर्गा बर्धमान छोड़ के पाना का पहुंच जाएंगे अगर उस साइज का आप हिसाब लगाए. So 133 kilometers is the size of the severe cyclone Remal, and that means it would take very long to cross. Now once it hits the surface, it will take really long to basically pass through the entire Bengal and the coastal area and then move to other places. Then as expected would be going towards the Himalayan side, which means on 27th and on 28th onwards, heavy to very heavy rainfall also expected in the Himalayan terrain, and that's where it would possibly loosen its strength and then eventually die a natural death. But then 27th, 28th seems to be very far away. At the moment, it is the night of the 26th of May, and it seems like this night is going to be a very long night for us. It's going to be a difficult night for many of us. In the previous broadcast, we have tried highlighting as how basic things can keep you safe, and this is another reiteration of those basic stuff. As Titash had told you, stay inside, keep your phones charged, keep a candle handy, keep a matchbox handy, keep water filled in your bottle, whether you fill it from aquaguard or from other source. Keep water handy, keep some dry food handy like biscuits or chirwa, puffed rice, some snacks, anything which you can manage, keep them handy. Keep some dry clothes handy. Why do you think I'm carrying this scarf? And this had been a lucky scarf for me. I've always covered all my cyclones, and I've learned it from the first one that when you have a cotton piece of a cloth you which can absorb water, but at the same time it soaks in very well. So I am covering my microphone with this cotton piece of cloth, and that's the reason you should always keep small cotton dry clothes handy. Keep them at an elevated place in case water gets into your house. At least it reach to the level of an almirah or a cupboard. So keep them in an elevated place. Keep them handy so that you can need them. If you need them, you can find them. That apart, please deplug all your sockets. Deplug them. Your TV connection should be off. Your AC connection should be off. Your electrical appliances connection should be absolutely off power. It's a matter of couple of hours, and these crucial hours can decide your safety, safety of your family, and safety of others. And that's the reason these do's and don'ts are very, very significant. Like in the previous broadcast, once again reiterating, if you decorated your balcony, the surface of the balcony wall with pots, plants, and if there is no other grill to block it, then please remove those pots. They might fall on someone's head. As far as glass windows are concerned, make sure they're all shut, because the gusty wind can also break windows, and if they bang and break, the glass might fall on somebody and can injure someone. The saving grace is the storm is expected to hit Kolkata and other areas as feared very late, or I would say very early in the morning. And that point in time, not many people are expected to be on the streets, and that's the only saving grace. Again, I say, if you are watching this broadcast, it is a humble request, stay home and stay safe. The Met Department has already issued a red alert as far as rainfall in Kolkata is concerned. Rainfall in Howrah, Hooghly are concerned. And that's the reason we request one and all, please be at home. When you are outside, in case you are outside and you're caught somewhere, you're stuck somewhere, stay away from electric poles. You never know if they're electrocuted. So stay away from loose wires, stay away from electric poles, stay away from anything which is fragile. We have chosen this very spot because this is the staircase of a metro station, and we have these solid grills to hold on to. We have these pillars. If you need some extra support, there is a shade on top of us, yet we are completely drenched. We have chosen this place because we want a safe area. Likewise, in case you are stuck somewhere, do not stand under a tree, do not stand under anything which is fragile. If you see those small shanties or a roadside store which has a tin shade, do not take a shelter over there. You never know, the gusty wind without any warning can just uproot it and then can hit you, it can snap you like this. And that's the reason, stay very, very, very alert. In case you have any kind of an emergency, it's only then that you should step out. As far as the emergency numbers are concerned, I would request Oniket to put out those emergency numbers. Kolkata police have issued emergency numbers. West Bengal police have issued emergency numbers. NDRF teams are on standby. Bengal government has issued helpline numbers. Bengal government has also opened control room. There is a control room at the Raj Bhavan. So there are people on standby to, of course, ensure that they manage to reach you help. But lesser you seek help at this time, it's better for one and all. And you can only be seeking lesser help when you keep yourself safe and when you stay indoors. Not suggesting that you should not seek help. Of course you would seek help. If you have any kind of a situation, if you are into any kind of a trouble, definitely seek help. You have our numbers as well on the screen. That number is only for WhatsApp. For us, you don't have to step out for any kind of visual. In case you manage to capture something by staying inside your house and by keeping yourself safe, do send in that video. After the storm hits, in case if there is any experience that you want to share, just record a video and send it to us. Try and collate all of them and show it on our next broadcast. But then I will not get tired telling you over and over again. Stay home, stay indoors, and stay safe. There are people at times make the basic mistake of coming out thinking nothing would happen to them. We are human, super powerful. No, we are not. We are very small before the nature. The nature's wrath has been always a pointed proof to show as how it can dominate us, it can numb us, it can silence us, it can kill us, and it can absolutely perish us. Be it earthquake, be it severe cyclones, be it storms, be it tsunami, be anything. The nature's calamity, the nature's fury can never be underestimated, should never be taken for granted. As far as the Met Department is concerned, the Met Department has already issued a couple of details. Titash, if you can just take it over from here. I need to, wipe out my glasses. So just take it from here and I would join you in.
So guidelines, so certain guidelines have been issued, as has been reiterated by us couple of times. Stay home, stay safe. Do not venture out just to take visuals or just to take pictures. That is absolute no go. Keep dry clothes handy. At the same time, keep some dry food for you. Food like maybe puffed rice, maybe something like a packet of biscuits, a couple of bottles. If possible, you could create a kit bag and keep in case things take a turn for the worst. At the moment, we do not know what the cyclone is going to look like or how it is going to pan out for Calcutta or Bengal as well. So NDRF teams have been set up. There has been a control room has been set up in Raj Bhavan as well as in Nabanna, who are taking absolute stock of the situation and are prepared to undertake whatever comes in the way. But having said that, do not step out of your house because we do not know what the storm is going to look like. At the moment, the winds are very gusty. You can see that is literally hitting us from the back, and such is the situation. So we do not know at the moment what the storm is going to be like, how it is going to pan out. For now, all we can hope is that people are staying home, people are taking shelter, people are taking necessary precautions. Chief Minister Mamta Banerjee, taking to social media platform X, has also stated that she's here to look into the troubles of the people. She has also urged the people to stay home and stay safe. At the same time, Union Home Minister Amit Shah, he has also said that teams have been deployed along the coastal regions of Bengal who are taking stock of the situation and are prepared to take action whenever necessary. People staying close to the coastal areas of West Bengal, the Shagor Islands, and the Sundarbans have been evacuated and taken to cyclone shelters. As many as a lakh people have been evacuated from their houses and have been taken to cyclone shelters for the storm to pass before they return to their houses. What the storm leaves behind, we do not know. We can only hope and pray that the level of destruction is in control and it is not something which leaves a deep scar. Then again, the do's and the don'ts, we're repeating it once again for you. Keep water ready. Keep batteries ready. Keep torches handy. Charge your phones. Recharge your prepaid numbers. Keep dry clothes ready. Keep dry food ready. Do not, absolutely do not step out of your house. That is a no-go. No, not for pictures, not for videos, not to collect mangoes. Do not step out of your house. Do not go near tin shades. Stay home and stay safe. And so,
Well, that's right. Thank you so much, Natasha. Come this side, take a break again, hold the phone this side, and people bear with us. It is not an usual situation, and it is definitely not an easy situation, I would say, because the storm is only becoming stronger now, and of course, we are reporting from Kolkata. But then Kolkata would possibly see a mellowed version, a slightly mellowed version of the severe cyclone Remal. The severity of the cyclone would depend as what it brings along, and here it is feared that it would be bringing along with it heavy to very heavy rainfall. Now, again, I repeat, from my experience, in 2014, for the first time when I covered super cyclone Phylline back in Behrampur, Gopalpur in Orissa, I had no idea how to handle myself. And I realized that how situation teaches you every moment. That was the moment when I realized that it is imperative to keep yourself safe in order to continue with the broadcast. While I was reporting from outside, I had stepped into the hotel, and inside the hotel, we had done our reporting back in 2014, and thereafter, every cyclone has only surprised me, taught me a new lesson. Cyclone, the the size of it is very, very scary, and I'm here to learn the lesson as what the size and the width of the cyclone will teach us. Because once again, I repeat, the Met Department has confirmed severe cyclone Remal might not be an easy one. The size of the cyclone, I would request my producer Oniket if we can manage to play that video. Bangladesh locals have captured a video which has been published by the Daily Star. We give full credit and courtesy to them, but I do want to play out that video to give you a sense that, the dramatic video. Oniket, playing that video. Okay, so right, so that video would possibly give you a sense. Look at the horizon, the black cloud which is shrouding over. It is mammoth. It is huge. It is gigantic, and that's the reason we are trying to say it is not an easy one. And you are only seeing a portion of the severe cyclone Remal, which has been captured from the part of Bangladesh. Mind it, it is not exclusive to Bangladesh at this point in time. The landfall process has begun, and as you go by the map, it seems like, if you go by the Met Department and also by the map, it is very clear the landfall process which has it is at this point in time seems like it is hitting West Bengal, and has already hit West Bengal, the South 24 Parganas area. In South 24 Parganas, you have many islands, be it Ganga Shagor, in Kakdeep, there are many islands, and we have seen with the surge level, so many islands are bracing up for the threat of getting lost to obscurity forever. And now you have cyclone like this. We have seen Amphan, the devastation of it. We had seen Bulbul, the devastation of it. We had seen Yas, the devastation. And that's the reason it's a humble request, do not take severe cyclone Remal for granted. It's 133 kilometers. It is huge, people. If you start from Kolkata, Bardhaman is 100 and 110 kilometers. Another 20-30 kilometers would make you cross the entire town, and hopefully you would reach her. That's the size of the severe cyclone Remal, and that's the reason we are requesting you, please be at home. At this point in time in Kolkata, to give you a sense how heavily it's raining out here, it is windy, the gusty wind would be hitting you at some point and would try and knock you, and that's essentially what you're feeling. But then behind me, you can clearly get a sense from the pictures as how badly it's raining now, and it's just the beginning. Remember, in our previous broadcast at around 8:30, I told you this was the lull of the before the storm. Exactly, that was the lull before the storm. At the storm, the landfall process began, which means this is the crucial time. The next 4 to 5 hours would be very, very crucial for one and all, for you, for me, for every citizen of Kolkata, for every citizen of South 24 Parganas, for everyone living in the coastal areas, be it in Bangladesh or also in the coastal areas of Bengal. So for everyone, let us unite first thing first in prayers. Whether you are an atheist or agnostic, doesn't matter. But at this juncture, it is that little hope and the little faith that can create wonders. If not anything, give out this sense that you are there for everyone, for me, for Titaj, for Ronnie, for Aniket, for everyone. So if you are there for us, show out that care, show out that care for the people of Bengal, show out that care for the people of people of Orissa and anywhere where people are bracing up for this severe cyclone Remal. The weather has changed drastically. In the morning we had seen it was drizzling. In the afternoon it was drizzling, but then it was also windy, very windy in Kolkata. But by evening a little after 7 p.m. we saw everything came to a standstill, as if nothing is going to happen, nothing will happen. But then from the experience I knew that was the lull before the storm, and it was the lull before the storm. The storm landfall process has begun, and it will be very, very significant as what transpires in the next 4 to 5 hours. Switching into Bangla now for our Bengali audience, and because it also primarily involves people of Bengal, যারা যারা এই সম্প্রচার দেখছেন, আপনাদের জানাতে চাইবো যে এত রাত্রের এই সম্প্রচারের একটাই উদ্দেশ্য, আপনারা বুঝুন কোন পরিস্থিতির মধ্যে আমরা রয়েছি, যাতে কিনা এই পরিস্থিতির সম্মুখীন হওয়ার কোনো প্রবণতা আপনাদের মধ্যে না আসে, কোনো ইচ্ছা আপনাদের মধ্যে না আসে। ঘরের মধ্যে থাকুন, ঘর বেরোবার একটুও ইচ্ছে রাখবেন না মনের মধ্যে আম কুড়োবার জন্য, একটু সিগারেট শেষ হয়ে গেছে সিগারেট আনার জন্য, বা একটু মন করলো বাইরে যায় আইসক্রিম খাওয়ার জন্য। লেট নাইট আইসক্রিম পার্লারে যাওয়ার কোনো প্রয়োজন নেই আজকে, লেট নাইট অ্যাডভেঞ্চারে যাওয়ার কোনো প্রয়োজন নেই আজকে। সবসময় মনে রাখবেন আপনার যে সেন্স অফ এন্টাইটেলমেন্ট আছে, আপনার যে সেন্স অফ এন্টাইটেলমেন্ট অফ প্রিভিলেজেস আছে, তার থেকে অনেক 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 অসুবিধার সম্মুখীন অনেক সাধারণ মানুষ হচ্ছে, যাদের মাথার উপরে একটা ছাদ হয়তো আজকে রাত্রে নেই, বা যারা হয়তো কোনো একটা কুড়ে ঘরের মধ্যে রয়েছে, বা যাদের মাথার উপরে একটা টিনের ছাদ রয়েছে। তাদের কথা ভাবুন, আর নিজেদের প্রিভিলেজ একটু আজকে সাইডে রাখুন। এরকম ক্রাইসিসের মোমেন্টে নিজের থেকে বাইরে বেরিয়ে সবার কথা ভাবা উচিত। আর সেই কারণেই আপনাদেরকে বারবার করে এই জিনিসটা দেখাবার চেষ্টা করছি যে আপনি যদি অসুবিধায় পড়েন, শুধু আপনি নয়, আপনার সাথে অন্য মানুষদেরকেও আপনি অসুবিধায় ফেলতে পারেন। ভাবুন না, আপনি বাইরে আপনি আম কুড়োতে গেলেন বা কোনো অন্য অ্যাডভেঞ্চারের জন্য বাইরে গেলেন, আর আপনার উপরে একটা গাছ পড়ে গেল, তাতে কি হবে? আপনি হয়তো মারা যাবেন না, যেন এরকম কিচ্ছু না হয় ভগবানের আশীর্বাদে। কিন্তু আপনি যদি কোনো অসুবিধায় পড়ে গেলেন, আপনি সে সময় ফোন করবেন কাউকে, আপনার পরিবারের লোককে বা পুলিশকে। তারাও তো মানুষ, তারা যখন বাঁচাতে যাবে তারাও বিপদে পড়তে পারে। তাই নিজেকে সুরক্ষিত রাখুন, অন্যদের সুরক্ষিত রাখার জন্য ঘরের মধ্যে থাকুন, বাইরে বেরোবেন না। আমরা এই রাত্রে এই সম্প্রচার আপনাদেরকে কোনো নাটকীয় একটি পরিস্থিতি দেখাবার চেষ্টা করছি না। দিস ইজ নট ফর এনি কাইন্ড অফ এ স্পেকটাকেল। এটা আমাদের কর্তব্য, এটা আমাদের কাজ, আমাদের কর্তব্য আপনাদেরকে প্রতি মুহূর্তে খবরের সঙ্গে জুড়িয়ে রাখার এবং আপনাদেরকে পরিস্থিতির সঙ্গে বাকিবহল করার। আর এই মুহূর্তে আপনাদেরকে ভয় পাওয়ানোটা আমার উদ্দেশ্য না হলেও কিন্তু মনে মনে চাইবো এই মুহূর্তে আপনি যেন একটু ভয় পান। প্যানিক করবেন না, প্যানিক। অনেক ঝড় আমরা দেখেছি, এই ঝড়টাও পেরিয়ে যাবে। আগের ঝড়গুলো আমরা বেঁচে এসছি, এই ঝড়টাও আমরা দাঁড়াবো।
Now, sorry to interrupt, but this one is moving a little too
Okay,
much in the wind. We
uh,
have to listen it. This has
I
loosened by now.
this has.
Yeah, it has loosened.
Okay, so we just have to be little careful now. This signage of the metro station is one second. Okay, so I hope it doesn't fall. Uh, it is it is becoming difficult now to stand, and the rains won't stop. If you are expecting the rains would stop, the rains won't stop tonight. It is it is what is being told to us that the rains, the intensity of it might lower down a bit between 4 and 5 in the morning, but thereafter, tomorrow morning would be very crucial as it's going to rain very, very heavily. And that's why, do not take chances. Ensure to be at home and do not step out. Tomorrow is a Monday and it is a working day, but hopefully we will be in a better position tomorrow morning to assess as whether people will be in a position to step out and go for work or other alternatives have to be worked out. At this point, nothing can be confirmed. We cannot be certain about anything. That's the reason it's a humble request. Do not take this for granted. Those who are joining this broadcast, before we wind up, it is difficult to stand at this point. Before we wind up and possibly would come back again, repeating the do's and don'ts. Please, please, please put your phone on charge till the power is there. There is no guarantee that power would remain. If if it rains like this, possibly the power would stay. But if it gets coupled with even more gusty winds, then in that case the power might get snapped. We are not really certain as what would happen. So please put your phone on charge when you have power at home. Also, if you're using a prepaid connection, then please recharge your phone so that you have enough balance to call people for any kind of an emergency. Do not step out of your homes. Keep dry food handy. Okay, there are people who have tried reaching out to us. Uh, okay, no sound. Somebody said, Shoikot Dash, host, you should remain safe. Thank you so much, Shoikot. Rishi Shorkar, you take care. Okay, thank you so much. Bhai, bhijo na yaar. Okay, thank you so much. Take care. Please take network issue. Yes, there would be network issue. সৌমদীপ চক্রবর্তী তমালদা এখন কোথায় তুমি এই রাত্রেবেলায় ভিজে ভিজে? ওয়েল, উই আর রিপোর্টিং ফ্রম কলকাতা সৌমদীপ। আমরা কলকাতা থেকে রিপোর্ট করছি কারণ কলকাতা ভীষণ ক্রুশিয়াল। বলা হচ্ছে যে আজকের রাত্রে যখন তুফান, যখন এই কলকাতাকে হিট করবে তখন উইন্ড স্পিড করিবেন ৮০ থেকে ৯০ কিলোমিটার প্রতি ঘন্টায় থাকবে এবং সেটা হয়তো ১১০ পর্যন্ত ছুঁতে পারে। তাই জন্য কলকাতা প্রচণ্ড সেন্সিটিভ এবং তাই আমরা কলকাতায় রয়েছি। ইচ্ছে ছিল অন্যান্য জায়গায় যাব, কিন্তু এই মুহূর্তে সেটা পসিবল হয়ে ওঠেনি। কিন্তু এটা কথা রইল প্রত্যেকটি মানুষের কাছে যে আপনাদের কোনো অসুবিধা যদি থাকে সে অসুবিধার কাহিনী মানুষের সামনে তুলে ধরবার জন্য যত দূর যেতে হয় আমরা নিশ্চয়ই যাব। Please take care of yourself first. We need your voice. Thank you so much, Chanchal Chakraborty. Somebody has written, KKR support doing march. I am so glad that you're watching the match, being at home. Ghar mein rahiye, please be at home. Please find a shade and report from there. Thank you so much. Is this Shottochitra metro station? Yes, it is. Take care, Tamal and team. Thank you so much. Well, the phone is getting drenched. I'm so sorry, friends. It is. Please don't see this as a disrespect. I would always want to read all your messages, and I am so grateful that you've tried reaching out to us. And I'm also happy knowing watching this being at home. If you're not at home, if you're at friend's place, be there. Again, I say that fill in your water bottles, keep them handy, keep some dry clothes handy, uh, 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 keep them at an elevated place so that everything at home doesn't get drenched. Somebody has written, আমি রাস্তায় বেরোবো কে কে আর জিতেছে করবেন না এটা প্লিজ hold on to your celebrations for another day. Please do not be so insensitive. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for using that. If you think you're doing a mockery out here, no, we are not. If you think we are getting drenched for your fun, no, we are not. It is here to apprise you. And if you watching this broadcast and still saying that আমি KKR জিতেছো বাইরে যাবো, what's wrong with you? Grow up. This is not a normal situation. You will come out, invite trouble for yourself, and then your parents would be more trouble because of you. Your family members would be more trouble because of you. uh, I'm sorry for losing my cool. I hope you are younger to me. As an elder brother, I have all the right to pamper you, to scold you at times. uh, well, waterlogging, as we have always seen in Kolkata, had been a matter of concern. And with waterlogging, the other factor which equally becomes concerning is loose wire. While no matter how much a corporation or municipality tries to make everything foolproof, we have seen how things have not always been foolproof, leading to absolute diabolical stages where people have been electrocuted. Just a couple of years back, a little child got electrocuted because accidentally the child had touched a post which had open wires. While we know that we have to ensure all safety, this is one of the very basic thing. If there is waterlogging, do not step out and take support from any lamppost. You never know if that is already electrocuted or not. Uh, the other thing, I know it's a Sunday night, KKR has won, you want to celebrate, you want to order food, do that. You possibly would be putting the order on Swiggy or Zomato, but please be kind on the delivery people. They are also human beings. If they have to deliver food, they will not fly. They have to ride on their bikes. And in this rain, if they have to ride at high speed, then it could be risky for them. So don't pick up your phone and keep making frantic calls to the delivery aid partner or to the service provider, be it Zomato or Swiggy or any other service provider. Please be human to them. If you're ordering a car on Uber or any other service provider, wait for it to reach. Your frantic calls will not expedite the process because outside the situation is not conducive. Outside it is not a normal situation, and that's the reason. Just be giving out the basic ideas so that we choose to be a very basic human being for this night. A very basic human being for this night. When you are a basic human being, to behave like a basic human being, your ideas would be simple. And simplicity is the best thing that one can ever practice. Deplug all your sockets. Don't have to watch TV, very late, and just be calm. You don't have to panic. You don't have to panic. This storm too shall pass. You don't have to panic. Remember, there are NDRF teams on standby. There are police people on standby. There are volunteers on standby. There are civic volunteers on standby. There are control rooms operating now as we speak. There are government control rooms. There are police control rooms. All are on standby to ensure assistance. Assistance for you. Because you, the people, are our priority. Everyone's priority. Human lives are the priority. And that's the reason. This broadcast so late at night with one simple objective, not to create any kind of a spectacle, but to apprise you with the situation on ground, to educate you and to help you think very, very simple and basic. So do's number one, deplug all your sockets. Number two, keep a torch handy. Do's number three, Put your phone on charge till there is power. Do's number 4, keep a candle and a matchbox handy. 5, keep some dry food handy. Keep some dry clothes handy, maybe a towel. 6, fill in your bottles, keep them handy in case power goes off, and the aqua guard if it doesn't work. If you do not have an aqua guard, then keep your keep your bottles filled up. You never know what situation awaits you. 7, in case there is an emergency, please call up the emergency numbers. Keep the emergency numbers handy. 8, most important, the don't. Do not step out. The other do. 9, if you have pots on the balcony, remove them. They might fall on somebody. 10, all your windows should be shut, because I belong to middle class. My ideas are also middle class. I don't know what kind of you're living in, but if you have a glass window, and if the window is open, the window might bang, and the glass might break, and the glass shards might fall on somebody. So don't do that. Ensure all your windows are shut. 11, be kind to everyone. If there is a stray dog seeking some shelter in the parking space of your apartment, let that animal stay there for some time. Nothing would happen to your house, nothing would happen to your existence, nothing would happen to your own space. I remember, I said this in my previous broadcast, and I'm saying this again. I was there at Kali when I was covering Amphan, and while I was coming back to Kolkata, it was a very difficult experience. On my way, I came across a very poor woman, and she was crying inconsolably because she had lost connect with her husband, who happened to be a migrant worker. When I found her, all that she wanted was a phone, and a phone with a net, so that she can get in touch with her husband and let him know that she and her family were safe. And I still can't forget that sight, that phone call which lasted for 15 minutes or more. In those 15 minutes, I didn't see that woman speak at all. She was only crying and crying and crying, and that sound was possibly assuring the person on the other side that, look, my family is safe. That's the story of somebody lesser privileged than you. And thus I say, your sense of entitlement can put to rest tonight, because there are people who are lesser privileged than you. Spare a thought. And that's where you can decide, being humble and in limited actions, you can take care of yourself and keep everyone else safe. While I was coming back from Amphan, and I came to the city, my city, my Kolkata, I was shaken by the very view of devastation. Uprooted trees all over, wading through waist-deep water, navigating through almost dark lanes. When I reached home to a dark house. There was no power. I opened the door, entered into the house, and I found all the kitchen utensils were strewn on the floor. And one window glass was broken, and the glass shards had fallen on the bed. I had no place to sleep that night, and for a moment that night I was thinking, I wish I was there at a hotel. But immediately I thought about that woman, that lesser privileged person, and I realized, okay, fine, I just have to clean the bed, and I still have a house, a shelter on top of my head, and I can keep myself safe. Think about those people. Think about those people who live in slums. For them, tonight is much more difficult than you and me. Spare a thought for them. And before I wind up, I would toss it to Titash. I need to wipe out my glasses. Titash, come this side. Be safe, please. Just a couple of more do's and don'ts before I come back.
So taking you through the do's and don'ts once again, fill your bottles, keep candles ready, keep torches with you, make sure you have a couple of extra battery cells, because you never know when the storm dies down. Keep some dry food with you, fill your water bottles, keep dry clothes, and try to cover any places. Try to board the glass windows with maybe cardboard or newspaper. Make sure you have recharged your pre numbers. At the same time, for don'ts, Do not go near the tree. Do not stand where there are things where thin shades could be loose or could fly out and hit you or injure you. Do not touch loose wires. We repeat, do not touch loose wires. Even if you're on the road, perhaps on your way back home, do not go venture near lampposts. Do not touch loose wires. You can see that the winds are gusty and the rain has only increased, and the speed of the winds have only increased. The water has already started logging on collecting on the roads. Make sure you're safe. Please do not step out of your houses tonight. As Tamal mentioned, I'm mentioning once again, if you have flower pots on your balcony, if you have flower pots which are there on the railings of your balcony, please take them down. The winds can push them off the ledge, and that in turn may hurt someone. If you have decorations on your balcony, if you have paintings, wind chimes, something that the wind can move from one place to another, please get them inside your houses. Stay home, stay safe. If you're, like mentioned, if you're ordering food, please be patient with the delivery partners. They too are weathering through this inclement weather conditions and coming to you for food. When Tamal was talking to you all, going through the comments, we were going through the comments, and some people said that the storm is not legit and it does not look serious. Well, we can only hope and pray that what you say is true. We hope and pray that it is not serious, and we hope and pray that it does not have any serious repercussions. But all we can do at this point is hope and pray for this storm to pass, literally and metaphorically. Please stay at home. I understand you are home, you have a roof above your head. Please understand there are hundreds across the coastal lines who do not have a shade perhaps on their head. They are braving through this weather conditions without a shed above their head. We can only hope and pray for themselves. We can only hope and pray for them. The winds are hitting, the weather condition is only worsening. It is worsening by the minute. The last dispatch that we had delivered, the winds were not so strong. It was only drizzling. But right now, you can see that the wind is literally pushing us from behind, and the rain has only increased. The rain has only increased, and it is expected that it is only going to get worse.
Take care, beta. Come this side. Come this side. You want this scarf? So yeah. So basically, it's almost 12, and we will be on the roads for some more time, and we are just hoping and praying things are fine. I believe the Met Department is doing a press conference. We will try and put out those details on our Twitter handle. In case we don't, Aniket, if you can give us some details. I can't watch the press conference now. If you give some pointers, we can update our viewers. Okay, so the Met Department is holding a press conference, and we will give you the updates in some time. In case we miss out on this broadcast, then we will put them out on our Twitter handle. But it is just not reporting for us. It is just not reporting for us. For us, the people mean so very much that we are willing to cross that extra mile, even if it means stand outside in this gusty wind and this inclement weather to let you know what is good and bad for you. We were going to do that. We will go that and walk that extra mile. That's the kind of journalism we believe in. We can afford this much at the moment, and that's exactly what you can show. If we had better equipment, we could have gone somewhere else and showed you maybe something else. But working with a phone and these mics, not so easy at times. And that's the reason we seek your forgiveness if the broadcast had not been up to the mark. We are solely and solely dependent on data, on internet. If the data and network had been patchy, it might impact the bandwidth and the broadcast. Again, we can only apologize for that. But at the same time, we are more than grateful to all of you for joining us at this late hour, joining us in this late night broadcast. And the fact that you have been able to tell this with you all or share this with you all, it is certainly fulfilling for us, because the objective was to reach out to you all, whether you are directly in eye of the storm or not. But it's important for you to understand how nature's fury looks like. We always take nature for granted, Yes, we do. Like it or not, that is the fact. We do. And that's the reason we try and show you the wrath of nature so that we become little more sensitive towards nature. Before we wind up, just to give you a recap, the severe cyclone Remal, it's not an easy one. The length and the breadth of the cyclone is roughly about 133 kilometers. Now understand the radius of it. It is huge, it is humongous, and if you are playing that video which Daily Star had published, with due credit to them, that video shows how mammoth it is, and that is just a small of the cyclone. It is not exclusive to Bangladesh, it is primarily hitting West Bengal and Bangladesh almost equally. The landfall process has begun. Okay, the Met Department says severe cyclone Remal. It is over the North Bay of Bengal, about 10 kilometers east of Shagor Island, West Bengal, to move nearly northwards and cross Bangladesh, adjoining West Bengal coast between Shagor Island and Kechupara, close to southwest of Mongla, which is again Bangladesh, in the next 3 hours, as severe cyclonic storm. Okay, so the Met Department has put out at 11:31 this information. The Met Department says that the landfall process has definitely begun. We have confirmed it last time as well. And it is now moving nearly northwards and about to cross Bangladesh and adjoining West Bengal coast between Shagor Island and Kechupara. So Shagor Island, which is in South 24 Parganas, it is not very far from Kolkata. Now, when when you think about the size of the severe cyclone Remal, which is about 133 kilometers, it is kind of a mushroom. If it has to rest on a region, it can very well be encompassing huge chunk of Shagor Island, Kolkata, Howrah, Hooghly, and huge chunk uh, of Bangladesh. So that's why we say it is very, very severe, and that's why we be home and be safe. The other thing that has already been communicated by the Met Department, if this is what you see behind us is scary, but then this is just the trailer. पिक्चर अभी बाकी है और पूरी पिक्चर कल सुबह तक क्लियर हो जाएगी. Tomorrow morning would be equally crucial because heavy to very heavy rainfall expected in Kolkata, in Howrah, Hooghly, seven parts of South and North 24 Parganas. And we know in Kolkata, which has an urban setup, water logging has always been a challenge. So tomorrow, please, 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 plan your day accordingly. The flight operations are suspended till 9 tomorrow morning. But then that's the last communication I've received from the Civil Aviation Department. There could be further changes depending on the situation, how situation pans out. Whether there is waterlogging inside the airport or not would only be clear tomorrow in the morning. So at the moment, all flight services are completely suspended in Kolkata, and it would continue till 9 in the morning. Can I just show it to our viewers? Okay, so this is how it looks like. We are just showing you. We can't put it. Oh, okay, just send it to Aniket. Just send it to Aniket. Just send it to Aniket. Aniket would put it out on the screen. So we're just sending the graphics which has been shared, and it essentially gives you a sense of severe cyclone Remal as it approaches West Bengal and Bangladesh. The landfall process has begun. The landfall process begins, it takes roughly about 4 to 5 hours for the process to get over. Again, explaining you in layman's term, if this is a human body, the human body has got eyes, like I have got eyes. The tail part is the end part of a structure. Similarly, the storm has an eye, at the same time it has a tail, symbolically signifying as how the beginning of the storm is one part, and the end of the storm, end part of the storm, is possibly another part altogether, and not necessarily it would touch the surface, kiss the surface and go. Because the surface of the storm is so huge, it is not like it would just settle at one place and then go. It will have its own course. It will just have its own luxury of passing through the surface area on its own, on its own course and discretion. So the eye might hit the Shagor Island, the tail part, by the time it crosses over, it might touch a different part altogether, and nobody can confirm where the tail part would finally touch. It is impossible. It is impossible for even Met Department, because after all, it's nature. You can gauge it, you can assess, and you can make certain assessments that can act as a guidance for us, but you can never be fully sure as exactly this is going to happen. It has never been the case. We have seen it during Yas as well. We have seen it during Amphan as well. And because Kolkata is an urban setup, if the wind speed touches 80 to 90 kilometers per hour, the gusty wind can be devastating. It can, uh, you know, it can break apart structures. People living in North Kolkata, I'm not singling out North Kolkata, even in South Kolkata, wherever, if you are living in a dilapidated house, old house, and if you're not sure if the house can withstand the storm, don't take a chance tonight. Please go and find a place, a safer one. Knock at the doors of your friend and family, find a safe shelter for tonight. More than 1 lakh people have been evacuated by the government. More than 1 lakh people have been evacuated by the government, and they have been taken to safe shelters. And we are giving out all these details so that you understand the severity of it. Taking chances is not prudent at this moment. Taking chances at this moment is never, never, never wise. That's the reason, please, please, please stay home and stay safe. And before we wind up, we are showing the graphics ones, graphics on the screen, and you can understand. Just show me the graphics once. I can explain it. So if you watch the graphics, you can understand the red circle which you see is basically the eye. Is it visible on the screen? So the red part that you see is is the eye of the storm, and the tail part, you can't figure out where the tail is. So this eye at the moment is crossing. It has already touched, but then it will hours to finally say a goodbye, and the storm will not like to say goodbye that easily. What is being told, that it might it might leave West Bengal, then move towards Bangladesh, and then move towards the Himalayan terrain. As it moves upwards through the northeastern states, and finally towards the Himalayan terrain, before it loses its strength and fizzles out, there could be depression leading to heavy to very heavy rainfall, and that is expected by 28. But 28 seems to be very far now. Night of 26th seems to be very long. It's I guess it's already 12. We are already into 27th of May, and 27th of May equally will have a lot of challenges for one and all. So please be home and be safe. Please plan your Monday accordingly. Please assess the situation on the ground. Do not be opportunist and just make an alibi for the sake of it. Assess the situation and take a call in the interest of you and the interest of others. And all the do's and don'ts that you've said, you have tried being as basic as possible so that you understand what is good for you. At times, simple ideas are the best ideas. At times, not speak the simple thing, and that's where the complication arises from. And that's the reason we have spelled out the simplest of ideas, and if you follow them, we are certain you would be safe. Our objective is you stay safe so that we don't have to report on anything untoward tomorrow. Our hearts are with everyone there in Shagor, Gonga Shagor, and in the island, in Kakdeep, in South 24 Parganas areas, in Canning, and also people in Kolkata, Howrah, Hooghly, everywhere. If you are feeling the effect, the best way you can curtail it is by staying home, by staying safe. For now, we are winding up. This situation is only turning from bad to worse, and hopefully, with you all, we too would be seeing the light of the day tomorrow, and hoping and praying tomorrow is a better day, not what is feared by many, by us as well. Let's unite in prayers for Bengal and Bangladesh and Orissa. Let's unite for prayers. Unite in prayers for every human being. Let's unite in prayers for the people of Bengal. You remember when things happened in Mumbai, Everybody runs a hashtag. I pray for Mumbai. I pray for Chennai. I pray for Delhi. I pray for, uh, you know, Karnataka. We pray for Kerala. Even in the morning, the news of children dying in Delhi was simply heartbreaking. Fire in Gujarat was equally heartbreaking. Nobody enjoys deaths. Human suffering is the last thing that we would ever aspire for. So, in prayers for the people of Bengal, let us keep Bengal in prayers. I thank you all for connecting with us. I thank my team for being brave like this, for being out on the field, for not letting me do this alone. I thank Oniket for being a fantastic producer, managing our show. I thank one and all who have supported us, because your support has helped us reach up till here, till tonight, and we are certain our journey would continue. Thank you so much. Good night and take care.